KISW.
I've got lots of texts because of you. I have lots of Facebook messages. Everyone says she's going from the queen of mean to the queen of Visine with all this crying she's doing on The Apprentice. What the hell's going on?
You got to do what you got to do to stay on the show. Are you kidding me? I am absolutely doing whatever it takes because there's no goddamn way I'm leaving there before Diana and Teresa, those two numbnuts idiots. It's like one by one I'm picking off every one of these idiots like Ferrigno and all them. I got to do, if I got to cry in the boardroom just to get on the Donald's good side, I'll do that.
You know, Lisa, I hadn't even thought about that strategy because, my wife and I tell you something, man, this season is so much more fun for us because of the fact you're on and we're rooting like hell for you. And it is true. You say the worst things to everybody. And yet I think you turn the waterworks on. You're right. And I think Donna goes, I can't fire her. Look at her. She's crying.
Right. That's the good thing. What people don't get is like, yes, I definitely have mood swings and I'm a menopausal bitch and I like hate everybody 1 minute and then I'm sorry the next minute because that's just how I am. I'm a comic. We got moods. But here's the thing. There was one instance that I just felt like, honest to God, no lie, I am going home because I made his little pet Diana cry in the task and he's gunning for me. Like, I just felt it. I go, I'm going home. And I go, what can I freaking do? And I go, use that line from your one-woman Broadway show. I literally thought of a line that always gets me to cry during my show. And I said, use it in the boardroom, freaking cry, and I bet you get a little bit of sympathy. And bam, I'm still here.
Good job. You know what? I'll tell you what, Lisa, how about that went over all of our heads? Because everybody said, we know Lisa, she is tough. There's no way she'd be crying because of whatever anybody says to her. None of us ever thought, of course, the strategy. How do you beat, because you're right. Donald sometimes has pets. There are people that you go, that person should have been fired a long time ago. Even on Sunday, he goes, I want to fire Diana, but I won't. You know, like, why?
I want to fire her, but not as much as I want to get in her pants. It's like, I don't think actually Trump has that kind of thing for her. I just think he likes looking at good-looking chicks. Also, he realizes how interesting it is to have this rivalry between me and her. Mm-hmm. It's really fun to watch. And yes, I'll admit most of my tears are genuinely out of frustration, and I don't have to put it on. But in that one instance in that boardroom where I said, I didn't get into this business to make young girls cry, I literally had to use acting training and lift that line from my one-woman show.
That's
when I
awesome.
at one point made some girl cry in the audience.
I ended up really not liking Lou Ferrigno. Was there anything to like about him that we missed?
No. Lou Ferrigno is a douchebag. And it's funny to have people across the board hate him because you couldn't name three more different people than me, Dee Snider, and Penn Jillette. We all don't have a lot in common, so we don't seem like we'd hate the same type of people. Every one of us is like that guy, Lou should die of cancer of the ass. We cannot stand him. Now, Lou Ferrigno to me, as I probably told you before, I feel he plays the deaf card when he needs it, and I don't really believe he's deaf. I think his ears are just stupider than the rest of them is. Fine. But the way I feel is this. He would be nice as pie in the workspace. Me and him would laugh. We'd curse. We'd joke around. We'd go like, F you, Lou, F you, Lisa. Like, we'd really have fun with it. And then we got in the boardroom, and then he turned on me. And I'm like, what just happened? For the last 2 days, you've been kissing my ass. We've been having a good time. I bought you a birthday cake, for God's sake. So I couldn't believe this guy. And he did the same thing to Dee, and he did the same thing to Penn. So we all can't be wrong.
The BJ Shea Morning Experience on 99.9 KISW.